What's up, you guys? Rasati out here in Singapore, and as always, the Night Owl Podcast. Thank you so much for joining me. And today is not really so much a lesson as I kind of want to open up and share a little bit about the way I see the world, right? As it is, I kind of do that anyway, but a lot of it is like, lessons and lectures and stuff like that. But this time, I kind of want to answer a couple of questions that I've gotten along the way, and I thought it'd be really cool to kind of explain why I feel the way I feel about certain things. So, for those of you who know, I love deep conversations. I love to be able to talk about, your beliefs, where your beliefs came from, what makes you, like this belief over another belief. I like discussing various points of view. I love philosophy. I mean, who doesn't, right? So, with that in mind, the next several episodes, I think I'm going to just, answer a bunch of questions because I want you to get to know me as a person as well. And maybe in the course of this little rant or whatever, maybe you'll find something different about yourself or have something else to consider, right? So the question today is, what would you do with your life if you knew there were no limits? For me, honestly, when I was growing up, people would ask me, what do you want to be? And it wasn't any lofty dream. For a while there, I did want to become a doctor because I wanted to be able to help heal people. And in a way, I think I'm still doing that same thing. I'm in the same vein of healing, but it's not so much medical healing as it is emotional healing. So I'm hoping that that's actually really helpful. But if you go back and really asked me, how I saw my life in the future, it really had to do with motherhood. I really wanted more than anything else to be a mom. And perhaps that was kind of in part due to the fact that I was kind of estranged from my mother as a very young child. They say you develop most of your personality by the age of 5. And unfortunately, I was not living with my mom at the age of 5. It was only after that that I went to go live with her. She was living overseas, helping fund my dad's dreams and aspirations because he was studying in the UK and she was working for the High Commission out there. So I wasn't that close to my mom, and I think throughout my childhood that was something that kind of nagged at me a little bit, and I really wanted that tight bond with a child. I figured that a child would love me unconditionally, and we could kind of explore the world together. And so everything I ever wanted to do had to do with being a mom. The other thing was also the fact that I thought it would be really cool to be a mom, mostly because as a mom, you get to do everything. I mean, let's think about this, right? I get to be a supervisor because I have to make sure that you get up on time and get your, act together in the morning. I get to be a chef. I get to feed you, right? I get to be a tailor. I get to mend clothes for you. I get to be a nurse because I get to take care of all your boo-boos and nurse you back to health if you're not feeling so well. I get to be a trainer because I get to push you to work out and exercise and make sure your health is in general, a general state of good health. I get to be a hairdresser because if I have a daughter, I get to do your hair. What else? There's so many things, and there's no limit to it. So honestly, if there was, I don't know, no limit to my life, I think I'd want to do a little bit of everything. I'd want to try everything. I'd want to try to learn how to fly a plane. I'd want to try to learn, definitely on this list, right? I want to learn to play the piano, the guitar, and the drums. I definitely want to try acting on stage. I haven't done stage acting in a very, very long time. I did it as a child and I really enjoyed it. I wouldn't mind doing monologues again because I really enjoyed that in debate classes, in my speech class. I would love to learn to sing properly, just to kind of just try it out. I would love to learn to read music because I can't read for peanuts. I play by ear at the moment, so I would love to learn to read music. The mridangam, actually, I would love to learn to play the mridangam. I think there's like just so many things that I would want to do. I have always had a fascination with electronics. I wish I understood, motherboards, circuit boards, batteries, wiring. I wish I could figure out all those things because I mean, honestly, my family collects old computers and printers. We don't throw nothing away, y'all. We're like pack rats. So everything that we have in the house, if it's dysfunctional or not working, it's actually stacked in a corner somewhere, which I would love to be able to take apart the pieces and make something different with them. That would be really cool to me. I wish I understood chemistry. I really don't. I what else? I don't know. There are so many things that I have tried so far, and I'm really proud of that. Like the fact that I can sew and knit and crochet. Not very well, by mind you, but I can. I don't know how to read sewing patterns yet, but I can figure that out. There's just so many things I would want to do. I want to know how to cut hair, color hair, style hair. That would be really cool. I think I can kind of do it for myself. I wish I was better at makeup. I wish I knew how to formulate makeup as far as eyeshadow and, mascara maybe, and even lipstick or lip gloss. I don't do lipstick, it's more lip gloss. But all of those things, I wish I knew how to farm. I wish I had a green thumb, like a real green thumb, where I could actually grow a lot of stuff in the house itself. Like hydroponics would be so cool, I think. I wish I understood animals a little bit more. I haven't spent that much time with animals, but that would be something cool to discover. But for the most part, even with limits, I'm finding that there's so much information out there that I can always find someone that can mentor me for a little while. Even if they're not like a master, they're like a couple of steps ahead of me, and that's good enough. So I can actually learn a couple of things. I'm so in awe of people who can go to the library, research things, and figure things out for themselves. Those people are true hands-on people, and I think it's amazing, very fascinating that they can do all of those things. I wouldn't mind learning art or more about photography, and all of these things I can do on my own. I just have to allocate time to them. So honestly, limit or no limit, I think it's about following my passions, following my curiosity, and just making sure that I make the time for those things because those things make me happy. I would love to be a gym trainer. I don't think I'm very great at it because honestly, I can't stick to a workout regimen to save my life. But maybe one day I could be someone who is a spokesperson for body image and actual physical health. Like to be a physiotherapist would be fascinating to me because then I could try to heal any injuries that I have on my own and try to nurture other people as they work through whatever handicaps they may have had from old injuries or just rehabilitating, a lack of a range of movement, stuff like that. So I really am fascinated by all of these things. As a kid, I grew up on this magazine series called Quest that was a subscription service in Australia, and basically you got this humongous folder, and every month they would send you a kit of stuff that you could like learn, and it was a lot of sciencey stuff. I got anything from star maps and constellation thingies that you could like look up the constellations. I don't even know the word is. See, this is terrible. They came with posters and a stack of papers that gave you information on, that particular subject. And every month it was different. So one month it was guns and the Wild West, and another month it was sharks and other strange creatures of the deep. And another time it was, it was like the constellations and stargazing, what was it? The death of a star and nebulas and black holes. And I honestly remember anytime that I was in school and had a paper to write, I just pull out that folder and I would start taking notes and write my own paper because all the information was right there. It was like my own set of encyclopedic notes, but not like those old school bound encyclopedia sets. It was just this fascinating collection of information. I am an information geek. I love this stuff. I would eat it up. I don't know how I could make it all into a business or a service of any sort, but I do love learning, and I do love the fact that because I've had this colorful background, that I have the ability to speak to pretty much anyone. So honestly, life with limits, without limits, I'm going to do me anyway, only because it's basically taken me 30 years to get to know the person that I am and accept me as I am and realize that if I accept me, that's plenty. That's one person enough already, and I don't need anyone else to accept me as I am. So honestly, I like the idea of a life with no limits, and I like the idea of creating it even if there are limits right now. I may not have a ton of money. I may not have the greatest savings account. I may not have all of the, sponsorships from all these big name brands. But you know what? I have the gift of gab. I love people, and I like building communities. And as a mom, I get to do that and more. I have the opportunity before me to do pretty much anything I really want. And honestly, I don't see myself wasting any of it. And the biggest gift ever was becoming a mom, because as my daughter discovered new things, I got to discover it right along with her because I'd forgotten so many fascinating aspects of life. And it's through a child's eye that I get to see all of that all over again. So I don't know about you. I would love to hear your comments on how you feel about a life with no limits and what you would do with it. Drop them in the comments below. I want to hear from you. But in the meantime, I hope it's got you dreaming a little bit more. That's my wish for you with this podcast episode. Dream a little bit more and see what you come up with, because it just takes a little bit of effort and you never know what could come of it. All right, you guys, I'll catch you again soon. Bye.